Hello and welcome to Diane's Makerspace. Today as I'm doing a walk, I'm meeting a friend for lunch and we're going to have a little wine and cheese. But also I'd like to talk about some projects that I've been doing. On the KZ80 project that's almost done. Last night I wired up the control wires to make a multi-port bus so that basically it works on bus 0. Bus 0 is the output port, which is a 274 273 chip, and bus 1 is the A255 chip, which has 3 output ports that are programmable. The thing about this though is basically that it's allowing me to sort of experiment with different ideas, and some ideas about making a multi-purpose retro computer with a 68000 Z80 6502 65816 that works with a shared memory and a shared I/O, along with applying virtualization that was like used on the IBM 360 at the micro level. And another project, I'm finishing up a top for a sad t-shirt top for a friend of mine, silk satin. And for myself, I'm going to start making some summer knit tops when I get out a chance to get to the store, pick up some summer knit tops and make some summer knit tops for myself like that though. Pretty easy to do. And also I found that now that I start up sewing again, it's nice I can get fashions in my size. But AliExpress has a lot of fashions in my size, so does Women Within. Where I get a lot of stuff from. And also sometimes I can find some things from thrift stores, like Goodwill and Salvation Army. But the point is though, with sewing though, it helps a lot. Basically it's very relaxful. And even when I make clothes for my Barbies and I'm the tall male doll, basically it's a nice experience because basically it gives me another hobby to do in retirement other than just coding. I like coding, and I have 2 new coding projects that I'm coming out with. One is basically I'm planning to put out soon is how to develop your own operating system on top of another operating system. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little challenge to this. I'm not going to use the C class of languages. I'm actually going to use the retro language, Lazarus and Turbo Pascal, to demonstrate how to do this. So keep your eye out. I'm hoping to get this out in about a week. And also the other thing, I listened to one talk, which I added to my episode compendium, where one young woman gave a good talk on AI, about the fundamentals, which AI businesses are making money, about some of the limitations of AI, but also why not to panic too, because it still comes out that you do need people, but in certain jobs there is a justification for panic, which she made in that, which I agree with. Another justification she made is that, like, it's similar to what my dad used to tell me when writing a computer program. If there's something that you can do that takes less time than it does to do, by a factor of 16, you take the compute time divided by 16, and if what happens, if the computer time divided by 16 is greater than what you can do it, then you really shouldn't computerize it. And this is what she sort of mentioned with AI. With certain tasks that basically that we can't do in a factor of 16 speed up, I managed a factor of 16, but a certain multiple speed up, then it shouldn't be made into an AI. And that's a good point, because many of the programs I write, I follow that rule of my dad, basically, is that unless there's a speed up justification, I still do it manually. just like one video where I showed how I used a small language model to develop a defensive player rating system, so you could compare defensive players on a rating system just like a quarterback rating. Well, let me know what you think, and the best way to reach me is by YouTube, X, Facebook, and Pinterest. Well, this has been Diane's Makerspace for June 6th, 2025.